Claire Parry death, killer police officer Timothy Brehmer's sentence to be reviewed. Brehmer was handed 10.5 years for the manslaughter of mum of 2 Claire Parry, 41, who exposed their affair, prompting Brehmer to strangle his lover to death in a car park. Killer police officer Timothy Brehmer's sentence will have his sentence reviewed. Brehmer was handed a 10.5-year sentence for the manslaughter of mum of 2 Claire Parry, 41, who exposed their affair. Mrs. Parry and Brehmer had been in a secret relationship for more than 10 years. Brehmer was alleged to have angrily throttled Claire in his car moments after she texted his detective wife "I'm cheating on you" from his phone. Following a 12-day trial, the former Dorset police officer was acquitted of the 41-year-old mum's murder and found guilty of manslaughter. Brehmer, from Hordle, Hampshire, claimed he strangled Mrs. Parry by accident during a kerfuffle in his car, claiming his arm must have slipped in all the mêlée. Following the trial, a complaint was made that his sentence was unduly lenient. According to the BBC, a spokeswoman for the Attorney General's office could not reveal who made the request but said a decision on whether to refer the matter to the Court of Appeal would be made within 4 weeks. Complaints of this kind can be made by a person via the unduly lenient sentence scheme and asks officers to review sentences. At his sentencing hearing, Brehmer was told he would serve 2/3 of his sentence in jail and the rest on license. Mrs. Parry's husband Andrew Parry said he was incredibly disappointed with the verdict, following a trial at Salisbury Crown Court. "I believe Brehmer's account of that day to be inconsistent and untruthful," Mr. Parry said in a statement released after the sentencing. As the murder trial heard, he conducted a factory reset on his mobile telephone which has hindered the police investigation and leaves us with an incomplete picture of events on that day. "I feel we will never truly know exactly what happened. What we do know is that Brehmer used such force against Claire that she suffered fractures to her neck, lost consciousness, went into cardiac arrest and eventually died. Having used that amount of force, he has failed to render any assistance to her which could have saved her life. As a trained police officer, he would have had the ability to do this. Instead, he chose to tell lies from the moment he was discovered by witnesses, stating that Claire had stabbed him. He has since admitted that this was a lie and that he inflicted those injuries on himself. This lie led to a delay in Claire receiving what could have been life-saving treatment, a fact that remains incredibly distressing." Mr. Parry, also a Dorset police officer, described his wife as a loving family member and a doting mother of 2. Following the verdict last month, Claire's family branded Brehmer the worst kind of thief who robbed her children of a million hugs and kisses from their mummy. The victims' parents said they suffered bitter pain at the thought of their grandchildren being raised without their mother.